Hi, it's Dorothy Guiney with Scrapbooking Quebec. In this video, I'm going to create a year in review album kit from Stash. It will include 12 double-page kits, one for each month of the year. I'll be using bits and pieces from leftover Simple Stories collections. However, this can be done with any material. My inspiration came in 2025 while creating my first year in review album. Some of you may remember it as my 2025 Monthly Moments project, a YouTube series in which I shared an easy blueprint for this type of project. In this series, I created 4 double-page designs to be repeated throughout the album, and each spread had place for about 12 to 15 photos and documented my daily life throughout a given month. I loved the project. I used a Simple Stories collection called For the Record that seemed perfect for it. There were stickers and cut-apart sheets with the months of the year, but everything else was very general. My favorite product was this sticker sheet, and it ended up being my jumping off point every month. For most of the year, I used the collection, which again was pretty general with images of cameras, clipboards, pens, everything documenting. It worked well, but some months like February, October, December, I found myself wanting more theme-specific product, and it was here my idea was born. I didn't need the collection. All I needed was the sticker sheet, and the rest could come from my stash. So let me show you what I did. First of all, I found myself that sticker sheet. I bought mine at an online shop in Western Canada called Ladybug Scrapbooking. I'm sure you can find it elsewhere too. However, keep in mind this product is starting to get old. It's about 1.5 years old. I bought mine at the beginning of February 2026. You're going to see I have the other sheet. It's the identical sheet, but well used and well loved. I used it for my titles throughout my 2025 album. I loved using the same sticker sheet for titles because it gave me a certain consistency throughout the album. When I purchased the sticker sheet, I also took the opportunity to buy these 2 cut-apart sheets from that very same For the Record collection. So basically, my investment for today's kit was $6.30 Canadian for that sticker sheet, and I think these cut-apart sheets were $1.58 each. And again, the rest, I'm going to be digging it from my stash. If you don't have the sticker sheet, there are other options, and I will show you a few examples. And chances are you have them in your scrap room already. I'm going to show you first a set of stamps. This is a really old one from Stampin' Up, and it has the months of the year and even the days of the week. That would certainly offer consistency throughout your album, the same type of title on every double page spread. Another option is to cut out your title with alpha dies. Again, that would offer consistency. Here is an old stamp set from close to my heart with the abbreviations of the months of the year. And if you don't have tools, you can always use alpha stickers. For my consumables, I am going to be using Simple Stories leftovers, and I keep all of my Simple Stories leftovers in this iris container. Basically, if I have a collection, it is in my stash with collections. However, when there's not enough left in a collection to qualify as a collection, then I take it out of my stash. For Simple Stories, whatever I have left over in those bits and pieces, if I still love it, it goes in this iris container. And I do that because when I work with Simple Stories products, if I need bits and pieces, when you work with the same manufacturer, typically you find the same colors, so it's really easy to mix and match. And I'm going with Simple Stories for this project simply because my sticker sheet is Simple Stories, and I know I can find similar colors in this box. So I have a bunch of embellishments there, stickers, and paper, all from past Simple Stories collections. Now what I'm going to do is show you what I put together for each month of the year. Once again, using this sticker sheet as my jumping off point. So January's letters are in blue, and January where I live is wintry. In that box, all I could find was a 12 by 12 sticker sheet. I love it, but I didn't have any paper to go with it. I did find some adhesive brad, so I'm going to throw that in my page kit. A different winter collection, but it does coordinate. And by the way, that sticker sheet was from a collection called Simple Vintage Fresh Snow. For the papers, I showed you that polka dot one. That's actually from an autumn collection, but the colors work. And I'm bringing in wood grain paper from Simple Story. So I think that looks nice. And for each one of these page kits, I will be bringing in solid cardstock because I do use a lot of solid cardstock. That blue is corn flour from Simple Stories, and I have white paper as well. So I packed that all away in an envelope, and now we're looking at February. The color is red, all about Valentine's Day and love. And for this one, I was particularly thrilled because I had some leftovers from a Simple Stories collection called Heart Eyes that are absolutely beautiful. They've been sitting there for a few years. I don't do a lot of Valentine's pages, but February is Valentine's month, so this is a perfect opportunity to use up this themed product. I have beautiful papers. They match my title. I didn't have much for embellishments for this. That Feb card is actually from the For the Record collection. The same thing for that die cut heart that was left over from 2025. And I also have some adhesive brads from that Heart Eyes collection. I will be bringing in some solid cardstock, so I have white and red for this one. So I'm happy about February. Now we're going to move on to March. I'm just going to pack all of this up. And the March title is green. So I dug through my box and I found some paper. This striped one, which I absolutely love, is from an older collection called Hello Today, and it was one of these documenting collections as well. You can see it's for the month of July. So it's a partial sheet of paper. I do love it. It matches the March. This other one is from a collection called Safe Travels with a few flowers on it. March doesn't really have a theme in my parts. It's just kind of a day-to-day life. There's nothing really specific about March in Quebec. I have yellow and olive colored cardstock along with white. And I do have this sticker sheet from a Pack Your Bags travel collection. I don't typically travel in March, but there's words like explore, here and there, go, see, do. So I thought all of that would work. I do have a cut apart journaling card. It says packing list, something like that, but I can cover up the words and use it as a journaling box. And for ephemera, I'm bringing in a pet collection. I think it's from Pet Shop. And I do have a cat, so chances are I'll be able to find a place on my page for that. The colors do coordinate. Now we're moving on to April, and April's word is in yellow. This is the only one I dug into my real stash for it, not from that leftover box. And it's from a Simple Stories collection called Hearth and Home. I have quite a bit of it, and I never seem to be able to use it. It's kind of dark, actually, a lot of black, wood grain. I do find it beautiful, but I find it hard to use. So I'm quite thrilled to be digging into it, actually. And April is another one of those months. It's spring, but it doesn't look like spring in Quebec, and we're still kind of hunkered down in the house. So I think these dark colors might be quite nice for the month of April. You can see I have papers, I have a cut apart sheet. You can see I have stickers from this collection. I barely used it. I also have a sticker book with wordy bits and images, and I do put a little note in that envelope because I have more of that collection in my real stash as a collection. Now we're moving on to the month of May, and May in Quebec, it's starting to get springy. We're starting to go outside, so I would like nicer, lighter colors. The collection I'm digging into from my stash box is called My Story. So I have a bit of a floral one. I have typewriters. That's good for documenting. That plaid one is from another collection called Full Bloom. And I'm bringing in some solid cardstock. So I have some green there. I have some white. I have some cut apart sheets and a sticker sheet from this My Story collection. And you're going to see that for 4 months, I will be using these embellishments. I had quite a bit of that in my leftover box. And what I'm going to do is in this month, in the month of May, I'm going to write myself a note, move forward leftover embellishments to June. And I do that 3 times because I end up using this collection in 4-month page kits. This one is for the month of June, and it's definitely getting nicer out, so I want lighter colors. And once again, I'm using the My Story collection. This one has little butterflies. There's a minty green color in the back. The butterflies are orange. I do have the flip side of that, which is an orange tone on tone. I bring in a white and black kind of grid paper, I guess. The flip side would work, but I do like that grid paper. For solid cardstock, I have mint from Simple Stories and white. And like I mentioned earlier, this is mostly from the My Story collection, so the embellishments from May are going to be carried forward into June. And again, there will be a note in that envelope to indicate that. Now we're moving on to July, and the color of my title is mint and red. So I want something very summery. It's very summery in July where I live, and the collection I'm digging into for leftovers is full bloom. You can see the flowers there. It's not really a mint, it's kind of a darker version of it, but it does go. There's red in there, which matches the title. I have another kind of I guess it's more of an aqua color than a mint, but I plan to use the tone on toad side. The flip side was like rainbow, something like that. Once again, I have cut apart sheets, which are great for embellishing, for fussy cutting. And I do have a picked apart sticker sheet, but still lots of good stuff on there, like hello, sunshine. And I have some other embellishments from that collection as well. Again, picked over, but perfect for a double page spread. And I brought in sunny yellow and white cardstock. Now we are moving on to August, and my title is in yellow, so that was my inspiration. Once again, I have material from the My Story collection, starting with that green one with the white and yellow daisies on top. I bring in another paper from Full Bloom. One of them I had in there, that plaid paper. I decided to remove it from my kit. I have white and yellow cardstock. It's still very summery here. I'm happy with that. And once again, I'm moving forward the leftovers from June's kit into August, because these are embellishments for My Story, and My Story matches that green paper with the white flowers on top of it. Now we are moving on to September. My title is in blue. At first it's going to look like I don't have blue here, but I do bring in some blue. And for me, September is about returning to school, even though we're not in school anymore, but also returning to routine. So I wanted to reflect that theme as well. Books are great for that. So you can see I have that book paper from the My Story collection. I have a cork paper that was from a past school collection, and these polka dot papers are actually from a travel collection. That blue one there is from For the Record with the lines and flowers on it, and I'm bringing in some solid cardstock. That is a perfect example of how papers from the same manufacturer can coordinate because of the colors that are similar across all collections. That one is really mixed up for the month of the month of September. This is the last month where I'm bringing in embellishments from the My Story collection. So now they have moved from May to June, from June to August, and from August to September. Now we've moved on to October, and October for me is all about the harvest, the changing color of leaves. It is autumn, so I'm really thrilled to be able to bring in some leftovers from a harvest collection called Harvest Market from Simple Stories. One side of that paper had pumpkins, the flip side is like that dark teal plaid. I have a cut apart sheet, again, great for cutting up for embellishments, and I do bring in some cardstock. So I have some orange cardstock from Simple Stories. Later I'll bring in some white. I do have some stickers from that Harvest Market collection. And here are some other bits and pieces, some cut apart sheets, a few scraps of orange gingham paper from the same collection. I also brought in some chipboard, so I feel like I got a really nice page kit for October, all made from leftovers. Now we're moving on to November, and the color for November is pink, which did strike me as odd. I'm not much of a pink gal, and pink is kind of pale and pretty for November. However, when I was digging through my leftover box, I found some leftovers from the Simple Stories What's Cooking collection. And November for me here, the days are getting shorter, it's getting colder outside, we're starting to hang around inside the house more. So when I look at these papers, the cut apart sheet had a real cooking theme, which is kind of an indoor activity, so maybe it would work. What I drew inspiration from was that narrow strip of striped paper there, which I absolutely love. So I thought I would bring in the dark browns. I brought in a wood grain from Simple Stories. I have early espresso cardstock from Stampin' Up! And white cardstock. Not a lot of embellishing here, but I do have a scrap room full of tools, so I'm confident I can make something. And now we're already landed at December, a nice red title, perfect for Christmas. Now, I would have thought I had more Simple Stories Christmas leftovers, but I didn't. I'm showing you what I have, which are truly scraps of paper. You can see one side of a lot of these are cut apart sheets, and the flip side is patterned paper. So starting with that, then I went through my box again, and I found myself a white and red gingham paper. It's actually from a Simple Stories collection called Howdy. It kind of has a cowboy western look about it. And in addition to that, I'm bringing in wood grain. That wood grain is actually from Stampin' Up!, but there is some light color wood grain in those cut apart sheets, so I thought that would work. And now I'm relying on my solid cardstock. So I've red and green from Simple Stories along with some white. And again, I can definitely dig into my tools for embellishments. I do have some adhesive brads from 2 different Simple Stories collections, so I'm going to throw that in my envelope as well. But basically, that's it. I have a year in review album kit built almost entirely from leftover collections. The kit includes theme products for different seasons, something the For the Record collection lacked, and it was such a fun way to use up themed leftovers. As for my 2025 Monthly Moments Project mini-series, I'm not quite finished yet. All 12 months are done. That was easy with those 4 sketches that I repeated over and over again. I still have to do the cover page and the last page, and then I will do an album flip through on YouTube, and you can expect that probably in April. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd greatly appreciate a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, Scrapbooking Quebec, I would be thrilled if you did. And if you are a subscriber, thank you very, very much. I am taking a break next week, and I'll be back on YouTube February 27th with my January, February layout share. See you soon. Bye-bye.